and welcome to maybe a post Waffle Talk. Waffle Talk? I don't know. We're talking about the Descent, which is this big 3-day event that Wizards of the Coast. Hey, Luca, thanks for jumping in, partner. And yeah, it's the Descent. It's a 3-day thing. There's all sorts of streaming games. They are debuting their new products. And so yesterday was Friday. So on this show, we're going to talk about day one, which was yesterday, Friday, where there was 4 shows. And we, your intrepid reporters and online consultants, watched them. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about, first, we're going to talk about 3 games that took place, Relics and Rarities, and the other 2. And then once we get through those, then we'll go back. We're going to talk all about the new adventure, which is Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. And the cover right here. And we're also going to talk about the Essentials box set product that Chris Perkins worked on. And a little bit about the dice set. And then there's some other stuff too we could talk about if you guys want. And the Rick and Morty box set. And the Dungeon Mayhem expansion, or if there's anything you want to say about that. So, the first game. All right, Relics and Rarities, right? This is run by Deborah Ann Wool, who was Karen Page on Daredevil. So she ran a game where it was basically about. This is a continuation of her show, which is on Geek and Sundry. And so the group, it's based in like this curio shop, and every week they have a different adventure involving an item in the curio shop, which is interesting because that is the exact premise of the Friday the 13th TV series from way back when, which had nothing to do with Jason Voorhees, if I remember correctly.
I was going to say, there's a Friday the 13th TV series?
There was a long time ago. A long time ago. And this is the exact same premise, which is really odd. So maybe we'll see Jason Voorhees on one of the episodes of Relics and Rarities. So
I want to watch it.
The heroes are returning to a tomb they'd already been on a previous adventure, and they needed to find a vial of some kind of. She called it a draft. Is that Draught? Is that how you pronounce that word?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And so the group goes there. It turns out other creatures have been there. This really didn't have anything, as far as I know, to do with the Descent. It was just an episode of Relics and Rarities. They went in. There's puzzles. Deborah Ann Wool handmade a freaking puzzle. She said it took her 9 hours, where it's like this rotating thing with hieroglyphics on it, and you can actually solve it, and it actually opens, and inside was an actual vial. It's like the most amazing thing ever.
That's pretty cool.
And she had there was like a thing with clues on it, like a little short poem, and it was on a big thing, like and it had clues, and in the end it was kind of like the DM had to kind of, puzzles in D&D, you never know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're either going to solve it immediately, or it's going to take like 2 hours.
Like Garrett and I were playing this game Trine, and what happens is after it's like a puzzle kind of game, and after 2 minutes, if you're stuck, this guy starts telling you what to do, So that's kind of what happened on Relics and Rarities a little bit, because they weren't getting it. So. But in the end, I think they did not get the draft that they were looking for. And there was nothing with Descent in it. So here's
just like a little warm-up thing, for the show before the big, to do.
Announcement.
My question to my 2 cohorts, our partners in crime, what did you think of Relics and Rarities?
I'll be honest. I missed most of it.
Okay.
Because D&D Beyond posted their Descent into Avernus videos.
Oh.
So I started watching those.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh shit! But I liked what I saw. I mean, I really love physical props and stuff in D&D, you know. It's kind of one of the sad things about playing online so much now. I'm
Mhm.
like, I want to hold things, you know. I want to give my players like a stupid thing written in Elvish I made.
Yeah, just being able to like hold on to. But yeah, I have the same thing. I caught a little bit of it. I like it a lot, but I also had the same problem of like I was streaming at the same time and like things just kind of just kept going. So it's like it's
Mm.
one of those got to go back and like catch up again because the schedule for this thing is real intense.
I know, especially today and Sunday. Like they have 4 streams going.
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, the main thing that I noticed from the show was like what a good DM Deborah Ann Wool is. She was very uber prepared, and actually the best thing was she was very conscious that there was only an hour and a half, and
Yeah.
she kept it moving without feeling like they were skipping over anything. And
Yeah.
it was really well done, like in that sense, I thought. It was just like and a lot of the players were freaking hilarious. Um, I think the one that Janina Gavankar, I think I'm saying that right. She plays Mume, the half elf rogue. She was like awesome, and yeah, it was a really good group. It was like it's just like they were all into it. Deborah Ann Wool is super into it, and she like when the DM is like enthusiastic, it kind of pours into the players, you know, and it becomes like a really fun thing. And she's like so into it that you get into it, you know. So it was really cool. The only thing was I was expecting like there's this one part where they go into this really long tunnel that kind of goes down, and I'm like, oh okay, they're making the
A descent.
descent,
Ah.
but they didn't make
They
a
didn't.
descent. They just went to another puzzle room, you know, and it was like, oh, this is not this is just a this is relics and rarities, you know. But it was a good way. It was really good. I really liked it. Luka Trupa says the puzzle is the closest thing to a descent tie-in I can think of. This is why we need to invest in those weird things that transfer the shape of your hands over the internet. What is that?
Like there's something where it's like you can kind of like
Gloves?
yeah, it's like kind of like tactile feedback stuff for like it's used for like you can use it for like online for like sculpting and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Kind of cool.
Interesting.
So you
But
put
yeah,
on the
having that
gloves
background.
and you can like touch something.
It's like has like that haptic feedback stuff. It's really interesting.
Cool beans.
That sounds really. Ready for the next one? The
Yep.
Descent.
Yeah.
Game
Descent.
Session 1. This was run by Jeremy Crawford. And the players were Kelly D'Angelo, Taliesin Jaff, Taryn Killam, Alex Lee, Joe, I can never say his last name right, Manganiello. I always see manga. Serena Marie, who played Yuri. On this one, so here's how it starts. This is the Descent stuff. And I think this is a really cool way to start a Hell adventure. The group wakes up on the shores of the River Styx. That works
Yeah.
so well because the Styx erases your memory. So it's a really cool way to start an adventure.
Yeah.
So the group wakes up on the Styx, and then this night hag on a war machine pulls up as Vrox demons start to attack the heroes because they're near a blood war battlefield. So, you know, devils are fighting demons and some Vrox fly over. You don't want to mess with Vrox if you're not like kind of high level because they have that stunning screech.
The stunning screech,
You're
and
just
the
done.
spores that come off them too.
So, the group, this night hag, her name is Mad Maggie, and she has these red caps with her. So she's got this big vehicle, and then her red caps have motorcycles that powered by coins with souls in them.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it yet. All right, so so she's Mad Maggie's like to the group, hey, you should run away, but they didn't. It took a long time. It took a long time for them to kind of get the hint. So they finally, got on board, and then all this demon army is chasing them. So they ride through a sandstorm, and in the sandstorm, there's a ton of low-level devils called. Now it's spelled Lemures. I call them lemures, like kind of French lemure,
It's
But Jeremy called them lemurs. Lemurs.
That is what they're called. I actually looked it up because I was curious. That's actually where the name of the animal comes from, because when they discovered lemurs, I guess lemurs have like this kind of haunting call.
Yeah,
and their
sounds are real creepy. Yeah,
it's like the souls of the dead. So they named them after the souls of the dead in the Roman underworld. Lemurs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lemurs. I just, when I hear lemur now, I think of a lemur.
Mm-hmm.
The furry little
ringtail, yeah.
Ring-tailed companion. Squirrel-like raccoon thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they ride through the sandstorm, and then Mad Maggie, once they're safe, Mad Maggie says that she's looking for this tear of Zariel. Zariel was an angel who came to hell to try to, I guess, just clean it up, fix it up, install some goodness, But as often happens when you intervene in a distant land, you don't understand the politics and the situation and
ramifications.
The ramifications, and you become immersed in a quagmire, and in the end, you are tainted by the very land that you wish to free of taint. So, anyway, she shed a tear. The group had to go get the tear. The tear had turned into a big diamond. So they go there. There's a crater. There's salt. Ghost angels are there, former allies of Zariel. And the group had to avoid this big snake thing, maw, in the salt. And they had to get to the tear. And then in order to actually take the tear, you had to cry tears, but they had to be like, the person who cried the tears then was no longer able to cry. And they got it. And then at the very end, Joe Manganiello's character, who I believe is named Half Matt.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
This guy right here.
Half Matt.
Yeah.
Half Matt, basically this whole thing seems to be kind of centered on his character, which is very interesting.
Yeah, like a little bit of a like little connection between the streams. Yeah.
So
that's gonna happen.
Everybody else just sort of vanished. Or, he just woke up on the sticks again with a different group of heroes, and that was the next show.
Yeah.
So did it. I recapped it. So Shauna and Dylan, please illuminate my mind with your
on the second one,
or on what did you think of this one? What did you think of this?
I really like. I mean, it's kind of what they've been going for, like the Mad Max Fury Road feel. This adventure. So like they really played that up in this one with the sandstorm and the whole chase. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. It's interesting. I love the idea of having these big war machines that everybody just sort of rides around Avernus on. It really is a way to just sort of cut out long travel times by saying, yeah, let's just fucking ride our giant war wagon through all the empty stuff. So
Dylan, this is a family stream, so
oh,
say frickin'. Somebody
let's ride our
somebody on
frickin'
YouTube,
war wagon.
And
somebody
like
on YouTube pointed that out on our
the
last
heck
one.
wagon.
Oh, sorry, YouTube.
The 9 hex.
I'd like to apologize to YouTube.
We can just dub over my voice. I can cover my face.
It's like what was it? One of those things where like certain like theaters would not put up Hellboy. They
Really? Really?
Heck boy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
But yeah, like this was a good stream to kind of get the kind of like the what this new adventure is going to feel like. They kind of hit the big points of like the Zariel thing, the war machines, which seem like they're going to be the big part of it, as well as like kind of like the toll that being in Avernus is going to take on characters, because it's like it's always going to be like deals and stuff. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
like you're going to have like things happen to you that aren't like you die, because what are you going to do when you're in like one of the planes where people are dead already? So
yeah. What did you all think of Mad Maggie?
I like that. I like having in general just like these warlords and stuff have around.
Yes, yeah.
And just kind of like that weird like the tone of it.
I think in previous editions they had the rabble of Devilkin up on Avernus. So like all these outcasts and warlords like that just sort of hanging out up there doing their thing. So this kind of like a expansion of that, I guess, into things other than demon or other than devils, which it's pretty interesting.
It definitely seems like they're definitely taking the way that they have the antagonists in like Mad Max to heart. So they're like there's like themes around these like warlords.
Yes.
That are like you can tell like right away which ones they are, and they each have like you get to like deal with them in a different way. I kind of
and like even if you don't run into the warlord themselves, like their minions, you can tell like, oh, this is so and so's gang. Like Mad Maggie's the Red Caps, and her they mentioned Mad Caps, which are like red caps that are all like coked up on demon ichor.
Yeah, they like rolled around like they
That's cool.
What was it? One of the things that they said was like, they roll around in it, and they're kind of like if you kill them, they like explode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you kill them, they explode. That's cool. You guys, I should have watched what you watched. Jeez. Look at Drupa says it's pronounced Manga Nello. Manga Nello. Did D&D ever have a demi plane called Heck? That's an awesome idea, and I'm gonna get working on that right away. Seriously, that sounds like a great idea. Scotty says that Mad Maggie was awesome. It was awesome. And Luca says, wonder if the rabble of Devilkin will get brought up. If not, they're a great source for more warlordish personalities.
Heck yeah.
I totally agree. That was, I guess we'll get into this once we talk about the product, but that's one thing I'm a little like wary of is they put all these humanoid races in the Nine Hells, and I get worried that it's going to feel a little watered down. Like it's hell, it should feel like hell, and I feel like you got red caps running around in the Nine Hells, and I don't know, and then the next one there's werebores, and it's just kind of like, why did you do that? Like you could have just used like all of the dukes, and they could have been riding around on their war machines, and they could have had like Legion devils and other weird devils variants that showed up in old editions.
I mean, that could be
around,
I mean, that could be like further in the adventure, because this is like
I was gonna say
the way they're pitching Avernus. It's like it is like it's the front line, so you end up getting like the weird cast-offs from whatever plane have just kind of gotten there. But like I imagine like if you were to go to like further down, you start getting the real like more devil stuff.
I think Chris called it the front porch of hell.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
I do hope we see more of the like outcast dukes and stuff. I'm very partial to Ammon and Moloch, who got a write up in Mordenkainen's.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him, honestly.
Yeah.
Scotty asks, what do you all think of the premise of soul coins? It's funny because, like, I wrote this big DM's Guild book called Americall's Guide to Devils. And so what I did was I went through all the old D&D products with hell stuff in them, and I smushed them all into one book. And one of the things was trying to figure out how souls changed hands, because there's like soul larva, and then there's like a soul futures market, and I think the 5th level, run by Styx Devils. And so it's like that was a weird thing, and I think the soul coins is a good idea, especially once I saw that they actually made soul coins that
Yeah.
you
The
can
little like the
have.
physical coin. Yeah.
Although I don't understand why the symbol of Baal, the Forgotten Realms god, is on those coins.
I know.
I would rather it just be like a person's face, like, you know what I mean? But whatever.
I understand why they're using it, because it's like, oh, it's all over the Baldur's Gate games.
Mhm.
But like it doesn't seem like Ball has anything to do with this, and he's also chaotic evil and not lawful evil, so I don't think he has anything to do with the adventure. So it's just kind of like, okay.
That said, everybody, you can really have a ball with them. Moving on, Trollzipor says, just play old AD&D and do whatever. I will. I like to grab everything from all editions and smoosh them.
Because I mean, like the other option, I kind of like how the soul coin is that it other than, because I remember the old way of doing it was like just carry around like lemurs around, which is like very odd.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the added aspect of it, of having that moral weight to it. So
maybe
like if you're a good character,
one.
it's not, maybe you don't want to carry these around.
Yeah,
it's also you give it to your. This is also going to be like you're gonna. I think everybody's gonna like piggyback to like their neutral or evil party member. It's like you carry all these, carry these. It's like you'll be fine.
And in the someone posted the
That's a good idea.
Like one sheet for the infernal machine rules, and I actually like that. Like soul coins are kind of this currency you can use to like power up your war machine for like a round or whatever. I actually really like that too. It's an interesting little thing where you can attack and then you can put a little coin in your machine and like speed up. You know?
There was. I remember that they have the little like D&D Beyond like little segments about it, and they're definitely talking about like I think there's probably gonna be distinct possibility that party members, if they're not careful, will be minted as soul coins, and you might have to use a party member as gas, basically.
Oh, that is awesome. That is really good. That's really good.
Sorry, Johnny.
Sorry, like this was your own fault. You're back in gas tank.
Watching this, like, we got so much information. Then I not only do I feel like I could run it now, like this War Machine stuff, but it's like I want to run it now, you know, because now my interest is peaked, and I'm kind of worried that by the time the book comes out, I'll be burned out about it if I keep thinking about it. So it's weird. It's like I'm like, should I just squish this into one of my games like next week? You know, just do it.
I mean,
even though I don't have the book and I'll be missing all sorts of stuff, I could just do some War Machine stuff now, just to do it because I want it.
Yeah.
Let's see, Luca. I like having non-natives on most accessible portions of the plains. Luca Trooper says, big fan of how Mammon is behind the soul coins. I did not know this. To hammer home the capitalist overtones. Yeah, Mammon.
He has the mint in Minaros or whatever.
He does.
Third layer.
Yeah. Cool. Lawful Pessimist, Ball, Merkul, and Bane are still in Baldur's Gate. I have a sneaking suspicion they'll be instrumental in this adventure somehow. Yeah, I mean they're throwing the ball symbol around all over the place, so I would guess that definitely they are. And Luca Trooper says you have to keep spraying Styx water on your good party member to stop them from complaining about your soul coins. Yeah, I guess there's like a spray bottle. Psst, 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 they spray you, which is really funny.
It's like a bad cat.
No, forget.
Like a bad cat. Let's do the other adventure real quick, or the other session, and then we'll spend the
Yeah.
rest talking about the products.
Mm-hmm.
So, session 2 is run by Kate Welch.
Yeah.
So half Matt, Joe Manganiello's character, meets a new group of heroes, which includes Magnus Burnsides from the Adventure Zone.
The Adventure Zone, yeah.
Yeah, 2 of them, yeah.
Merle is there.
Merle High Church.
Matthew Lillard plays Gark. Jerry Holkins is there with Omen Dran. And Malik Forte plays General Javito, a Genasi fighter.
Yeah.
So basically in this one, they meet a different, what do they call them? The people who drive the war machines? Warlord?
Warlords, yeah.
So this one's a werebore named Raga Maga. Which
Raga Jaga.
I guess he's making Avernus great again. I guess.
I
was like, why'd they put Maga in the? But anyway.
Raga.
Just like, what do you? All right. So Raga Maga, right? Werebore. He's got like a boar-shaped war machine, and he grabs the group, and he wants the group to help him woo Mad Maggie, the Night Hag warlord from the first one.
Yeah.
So the group decides that she would want a delicious unicorn.
Yeah.
So they go to this portal that's powered by a unicorn.
Yeah.
They befriend it, and they convince it to let them cut off some of its meat, and then they heal it. And then they eventually have like this gathering of the two warlords, which seems like it goes well. But gosh, there's so much. All right, let's see. I wrote it all down here in my blog. So
yeah,
I don't even know. It got so weird.
Yeah, I think this was a good showcase of like what like a mixed alignment party can do, because there are definitely characters that are good, and there's characters that skew more toward like evil. So it's like the stuff with the unicorn was really funny. Disturbing, but really funny.
Yes, this one got better as it went. Like it got really, by the end, it was very fun and very funny.
Because that's a like kind of like a cool energy group. Like that's a hard group to put together, but like it definitely has a real strange energy to it.
Travis McElroy brings funny. A lot of energy to the game.
Yes, he does.
Like he's very funny and out. He just throws stuff out there, and he's just he seems like a really fun guy to play D&D with. It was very cool. I'm trying to see. I don't even actually remember exactly how it ended, but the group dropped a Zone of Truth.
Yes.
Matthew Lillard playing Gark, who's a descendant of Asmodeus, actually tried to steal Mad Maggie away, but it didn't really work.
Yeah.
And Ragamaga and Maggie seem to have formed an alliance. And then as they were leaving, Half Matt watched his companion slowly vanish. And then at the end, I don't know if you guys caught this. At the end, when they're doing their outros, Joe Manganiello mentioned that he contributed to the adventure Descent into Avernus. And his character Archon the Cruel is in the book. He says that characters may or may not need T-Mac's help at some point, and the group might need to go through Archon and his minions. And he mentioned 2 minions specifically.
Yeah.
Krull, who's a Tortle, a cleric of the Death Domain. He said, quote, "We're making Tortles badass."
Yeah.
And Toragar the Minotaur. Yeah. So I guess they're in the book.
Yeah. Is this the first instance of like one of these like stream characters being in the adventure?
I think so.
I think it might be, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of
weird.
That's kind of a cool cool thing in that one.
I love it, but considering not that I want to go into it, but considering the stuff that just happened, I feel a little weird about it. Like,
yeah,
what if somebody makes a character and then a few years later they do something in real life that kind of gets them blackballed from the whole thing, and that character's stuck in there?
I mean, that's the same thing with like creators and stuff like that in general. So I think that just kind of comes to the territory of having human beings involved in the process,
Yeah.
I mean that goes to like right in the past, like writers and artists and stuff like
Like
that.
Lovecraft,
It's
stuff like that. Yeah.
It's something you can't avoid. I think it's fine having character, like having like stream characters in there, because I mean it's the same as having anything else.
Yeah.
Especially with having Mordenkainen, having all these other characters, it's kind of like the same thing.
I mean, they started as player characters, so
yeah,
the thing.
So, what did y'all think of this session?
This is as it's kind of because it was the late session and kind of like that West Coast time zone kind of got me. But I would love to see like Kate Waltz do more stream stuff like as a DM.
Oh yeah. I mean, between her and like the party itself, I mean, I love Omen and I love the Adventure Zone boys just like on their own. So it was really nice having that sort of group makeup.
Yeah, because that group that group makeup is like they feed off each other so well.
Yes. That's honestly the best.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just starting to get a little bit of that feeling of like the crossover feeling. Like, I'm aware of the Adventure Zone guys. I think I heard one episode, and I watched Magnus on Dice Camera Action, so like I'm aware of him. And for some reason, him and Omen together at the table like kind of felt a little special. And then Joe is there with, and I thought, and then I was thinking, he's gonna use Archon. Like I'm aware of Archon, and I'm aware of Omen, and I'm aware of Magnus. And now it's starting to get like the idea that they're all together in an adventure. Like, it's like the Justice League kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to get that feeling. I think they need more legendary adventures under their belt, but over time, I think we're going to start to get that feeling, more.
Yeah, I kind of like it like this, the way they're doing it now, where it's like these like kind of like crossover between groups are kind of like semi non-canonical, because it's like it can get like like I like having them just kind of like mush together.
It's kind of awkward with like Magnus and stuff because the continuity of that is so different.
Yeah, also like the vein of like the Adventure Zone is like they are like, I think we've had this in the past when Magnus has appeared. Like their stuff is so like super homebrew. It's like his weapon is
flaming
like
raging
wild.
sword.
Yeah. Designed by a child.
It was.
Yeah, it's like an 8-year-old.
It's awesome.
So cool.
Lucas says Matthew Lillard's cosplay just made me think of Shaggy. Yeah, Matthew Lillard, he had his eyebrows up and he dyed his hair red. Scotty, I like how Jeremy and Chris had the discussion of how morals are affected from a trip to hell, and sometimes it's not all bad, such as being a lawful good paladin and actually being able to truly kill devils on their home plane.
Yeah.
Well, Paladin in Hell, right? The legendary image and adventure.
Yeah. The one thing I also liked about that Jeremy Crawford just kind of came to the table when
he played Mad Maggie.
Yeah, that
was cool. Yeah, there it is. Paladin Hell. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Luca, I'm a big fan of the idea of D&D frat bros killing a unicorn as a joke. Oh.
Yeah, bro.
No. I'd really like for Taco to be in one of these crossover adventures sometime.
Oh yeah.
All right. It's very easy to forget that Taz takes place on Toril.
Yeah,
I kind of does.
Honestly, I don't think it really does. Like they use Neverwinter, but then in the comics they changed it to Eversummer. So, I think it's just because they used Lost Mines of Phandelver as like their starting adventure. Honestly,
they just kind of like, I think once that first arc thing, they just kind of like split off,
and then it went at the end of Phandelver.
Maybe it's just like, homebrew kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Because it's like one of those games. Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of they necessarily didn't know how big it was going to get, so it's like, okay, we're just going to do this like, go through this adventure, and then it just kind of got a life of its own at a certain point.
Some brothers and their dad doing an adventure, turn into a whole thing.
That's cool. That's really cool. They were just people playing D&D. That's awesome. All right, now we're going to spend the rest of this show talking
So
about the
excited.
new
Shit.
stuff,
Yes.
the Descent opening ceremonies. So
Mhm.
the big thing is Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. That is the new adventure.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. It starts in Baldur's Gate, which
Mhm.
they described as the Gotham City of D&D. The
Mhm.
city is fully detailed in the book. One chapter is a gazetteer of Baldur's Gate, I guess like Waterdeep and
Mhm.
Dragon Heist.
Yeah.
There are options for creating a native of Baldur's Gate. The entire group can have dark secrets. You can become an ally of the Flaming Fist and go on murder sprees to help them out. There is an
It's
infernal infiltration of the city. There's a tease of the Hell storyline. The group will have to choose whether or not to go to Avernus. And there are mysteries and crimes to solve in Baldur's Gate. So the
Mhm.
first part of this adventure is in Baldur's Gate, and then the group spends the rest of it in Hell.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
from the sounds of it, like you start in Baldur's Gate and you go to Candlekeep, which is this big library fortress where the Baldur's Gate game starts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And supposedly, like they have Diabloists there who can like tell you about hell. And I heard something about like supposedly there's like a big battle sequence that goes down at Candlekeep. So
Ooh.
yeah, and supposedly according to the videos they released, like part of the story is that cities from the material plane are just kind of being like grabbed and
Mm.
disappearing. Um, especially a place called Elturel, which is on the road from Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate. And I don't think there was actually a lot of lore about it before fourth edition, where Elturel became like this gathering place for a bunch of refugees from like
Mhm.
the Spell Plague and all of the supernatural threats that threaten Faerun like every other year. Um, and and it sort of became a theocracy. And Elturel itself has like this big second sun over it called the Companion of a Monitor's Gift,
Mhm.
which might be a gift from a Monitor, might not. I think like in the book it says nobody but the High Conqueror or whatever actually knows. Um, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like they've tied like Zariel to all of that,
Mhm.
and like she has some connection to Elturel and grabbed it from the material plane, stuff like that.
that sounds really awesome.
Oh yeah. Despite what some people might say, I think the fourth edition Forgotten Realms was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I kind of miss the spell plague a little, like, yeah, because that was my introduction to it, and I kind of miss having like that kind of like how much like it messed up like the cosmology.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, that,
Or I mean
that was weird
just yeah.
because like in third edition they gave the Forgotten Realms this weird cosmology too, with like the Great Tree.
Mhm.
It, I don't know. It's whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
So, next section,
Yeah,
Avernus. Here's what we learn.
Avernus.
Yeah.
Avernus
Yes.
is the top layer of Hell, the place where demons and devils do battle. It is a plain of wreckage, a vast desert where um, where there are destroyed cities that were partially pulled in from other D&D settings. There's
Mm-hmm.
swarms of insects from other infernal regions. There are rules for resting in Avernus. Apparently, resting
Ah.
isn't as easy in Hell
No.
as it
Yeah.
is
It's
everywhere
probably gonna
else.
be like yeah, a bunch of checks just for like I imagine kind of like exhaustion things
Yeah,
happening, but
yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, alignment stuff is going to be alignment is probably going to focus pretty heavily in this one more so than like the last ones because
Oh yeah.
ooh
Yeah. Death saves work differently,
ooh
and we might
Oh
yeah
see.
yeah.
that's right
Do you,
yeah
Dylan? Do you
Yeah.
know what the deal
I
is with that?
do.
What is it?
So they mentioned that one of the things when you're doing death saves that you're down, you're failing death saves, you're about to freaking die. An archdevil might like call you up and say, "Hey, you want a free nat 20? Pop up, and you can make a deal with them. If you do, well, your soul belongs to them, but your character's alive. you know. So maybe they can call that in later.
Yeah,
Very
I imagine like this is gonna be more dependent. This is gonna probably heavily depend on like your alignment.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're good, you're gonna go someplace else. If you're bad, you're just gonna be on that plane. It's like your soul is up for like, that's when you become money for your party.
Oh,
So, like,
yeah.
You're gonna want to make those deals because like you don't want to be money.
You turn into a coin.
And oh gosh, like that goes into the whole deal making thing that they brought up. You know.
Yes, that's my favorite. Just like constant.
Yeah.
That's one of those things I like about like systems like Powered by the Apocalypse, like Blades in the Dark, is like the or Cypher with like the GM intrusions.
Oh.
It's like you're constantly like kind of bargaining for like stuff, and you can really like make stuff just wild just by constantly taking these deals to get yourself out of danger for like an easy path.
It kind of reminds me of the dark gifts from the Amber Temple a little bit. Honestly, that's actually really cool to think about, like what kind of boons you could get for doing different deals.
Yeah, because imagine that there's a section just like devil's, bargains and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, there's probably like a table of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Luka Trupa says, wonder if there's going to be a video game tie-in. I think Neverwinter is having an Undermountain expansion or something.
Yeah.
I imagine like they're the game things like Idle Champions, Neverwinter, the upcoming like separate games are probably going to have some tie-in once we get closer to September.
Yeah, I'm actually curious if Beamdog, who did the like enhanced editions for Baldur's Gate, Gale and stuff, I'm curious if they're gonna put anything out.
Yeah, because this is right.
It's right there. Yeah,
it's right there. Yeah, as far as like Baldur's Gate, this is probably where most of the lore and stuff of that for Baldur's Gate is probably going to come from those games because people have a real soft spot for that. I do. Like that's my first.
They did have something.
Yeah.
The Waffle Crew was going to be in it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder if that was going to be announced.
Yeah, maybe.
One of the things that maybe I would love to have because they
I was
have
so looking forward to that.
Yeah, Beamdog has there's still a possibility that maybe there's there could be like an add-on for Baldur's Gate for whatever this is for Avernus.
Yeah, that's true. They did
like a module or something like that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
They did do that Siege of Dragonspear Castle one a couple years back, and I actually think that one went to Avernus as well. Actually, so
cool. So they've already developed assets for it.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, is Bator no longer in use as a term? I don't remember anyone using it, but I don't know. It's weird. They seem like there was two names for every devil, right? There's like a Hell Knight is a Narzagon, and it seems like in this edition they're favoring Narzagon over Hell Knight. I would always go with Hell Knight because when you say that to your players, they know what it is. When you say Narzagon at the table, that could be anything, and they don't know. So it's kind of like but it's just a choice. Like it doesn't matter. I mean, once they know, they know. Look at Trooper. For most of my characters, the Chaos Law conflict is going to factor more heavily than the good evil one.
Same.
Yeah.
All right.
Chaos for life.
Okay, this word ICHOR. Is it? I want it to be Ichor. Is it Ichor?
I say Ichor.
I say Ichor.
I wish it was Ichor. Anyway, the likes have Ichor, which are damaging, but can be useful. Apparently, you can pour it into your war machines and use them as fuel, and like fire shoots out of your motorcycle.
Yes.
Green flame, yeah.
Go flying. Avernus is a humongous playground. A large section of the book details Avernus itself. There's a huge map full of cool locations.
Yeah, there was a map. I saw briefly like image of the map, and that thing is like it's.
Oh, really?
It's wild. Yeah.
Cool.
It looked kind of like in the same spirit like the maps of like Planescape maps.
Yeah.
The way that those are kind of like
It looked like one of those Laz
yeah.
maps, like Rob
I mean,
Lazzaretti.
yeah.
It looked a lot like what he does. It was
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
whoa.
it might be.
It might be.
I know he's done some maps for Pathfinder like very recently. So
Could be.
Yeah.
Look at you. I like Iker. What's up with the Chris Perkins Green Flame in joke? It's just like in
that's
Acquisitions Inc. shows,
yeah.
he would say Green Flame, then the crowd would yell it back.
That was like the old podcast days that thing gets. That thing's been going on for like 10 years at least.
A reference to Big Trouble in Little China, which I don't think many people actually know.
Yeah.
So,
there's a Beholder in that movie.
I know there is.
All right. We're running out of time, and I still have a ton of details to get there. Ready?
Yes.
Warlords of Avernus. They're creatures who eke out a living outside of the eye of demons and devils. They have gangs of marauders looking for scrap metal. They command fleets of infernal war machines. Ghosts of Saltmarsh has ship rules.
Yes.
The war machine rules are similar to the ship rules. You can become a war. Yes, you. You can become a warlord of Avernus.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And because there's so much wreckage in Avernus, you can scrape parts together and assemble your own vehicles. There's a bit of a catch to this. You might wrestle with moral quandaries. The machines are powered by souls. They are powered by furnaces.
Yeah, I think this is the part that's everyone's gonna kind of cling to, is like these like war machines and like having the ability to like customize it. It's just like a mobile headquarters, but it can like ram into things. You can like add weapons, just like the Saltmarsh stuff. It's so cool.
It's like the tavern from Dragon Heist.
Yeah.
But like 10 times cooler. It's a giant death machine.
Yeah, that thing with the warlords is actually really, it opens up a lot of possibilities, because like this is one of like this adventure and this thing is, it makes having an evil party like doable.
Yeah.
Like you can actually have an evil party and just like try and like become just like warlords of Avernus, and just like you don't necessarily have as much of the messy stuff that you have with like usual evil party, because it's like everyone's evil here.
You could like take out Zariel and try and take her place.
Yeah.
As like Archduke as well.
Yeah.
Dang. And unless anybody has anything to say, I also have a list of the warlords that they mentioned in one of the videos that I can sort of give a jot down. There's Mad Maggie.
Wait. You do each one, and then I'll give you a vocal reaction to what I think of each one.
Okay. So there's Mad Maggie and Night
Shawnee,
Hag.
you do it too. I want to know what
Night Hag with a gang of red caps.
Okay.
There's a dude named Hadi, who is a Rakshasa merchant lord who has a marketplace that's built on top of like these ancient war machines that he like drives around Avernus.
That's cool.
Just like a merchant,
you like that one, Shauna?
Merchant fleet. I love merchant fleets are really cool.
Okay, you like that one. All right. I don't like the name. Hottie, Hottie.
I don't know if it's Hottie like that or Hottie like the word like I'm Hottie, you know.
Maybe it's like spelled weird, like HA.
Who knows? There's Raga Draga, the wereboar with his lycanthrope gang.
Okay.
There's Smiler, who's a twisted, sadistic Eladrin who likes finding new ways to kill people.
I like. Twisted Eladrin.
Yeah. There's Bell, the old Archduke who wants his job back, and he really wants to. Oh yeah, I'm very
good with that. Just
approval.
Just bitter like. I mean, that's a good plot hook to like get you further in the adventures. It's like, what do you want to do with Zariel, like especially with his backing?
Yeah.
And if you make a deal with him, and then you're like, oh, I want to replace Zariel, then that becomes a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Bitter Breath, who is a wingless, punished Cornigon who can't talk, and every time he tries to talk, like this acrid smoke just out of his mouth.
That's a really cool one.
That's cool, yeah.
I like that one.
There's Princeps Kovic, who is a Khitan deserter, and she leads like a rogue infernal legion.
Wait, a female chain devil?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And she has like a very Roman like helmet with like spikes on top of it. And the last one they mentioned is Fëanor, who is a misanthropic hermit necromancer who's served by a bunch of crawling claws, and she has an umbrella that's like a big crawling claw.
That's really cool.
I have awful flashbacks to crawling claws because my first character got killed by one, so
that's rare.
I'm scared of that one. I know.
I don't know. I've never heard of anybody getting killed by a crawling claw.
Listen,
I almost did
kept
too.
getting mad 20s on me.
That was something that got me almost in Curse of Strahd, was like a chest with like crawling claws. That's not great.
It's a good trap. Like the ceiling opens up and crawling claws fall on you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a tavern somewhere in the Forgotten Realms. I think it might be in Baldur's Gate actually, where they cut off the hands of like people who don't pay their tabs, and they hang them from like this mermaid figurehead, and they can animate into a bunch of crawling claws.
All right, I'm just gonna give you a highlight. We're almost out of time. We haven't talked about
there's other stuff.
Essentials box. Let's see. It's harder to get out of hell than it is to get in.
Yep.
Your character could be warped beyond recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Zariel rules. She's a fallen angel. She on the front lines. The closer you get to the River Styx, the more intense the conflict. There's a chance you can redeem Zariel and save her, though then there will be a power vacuum. You can become one of her vassals. Cool. When you encounter Zariel, your previous choices will affect what happens next. If you kill a devil in the Nine Hells, the devil is dead forever. This is the place they are most vulnerable.
Yes.
Other notes. This adventure is written for new DMs. It is user friendly. It's so odd to have an adventure in hell be for new DMs, but I like it. This adventure is written for new DMs. It's user friendly so that new DMs can get their feet wet in the Baldur's Gate section. Then it gracefully slides into Avernus and gives you tips on how to bring it to life. You can make, this is weird, you can make the hell section as long or short as you want. It's like,
I guess because it's a sandbox.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I get the sense that there's going to be a lot of like, it's not going to be as straightforward as like the rest of the adventure. It's going to be a lot of like tables and like plot hooks and stuff like that, just to give you like, it can be, a few levels, or it's
it could be a lot like Chult from Tomb, where like you could direct your party to every location on the map, or you can just go, we go here and then we go to Omu,
Or it's like Curse of Strahd, where you just wander around the map.
Yeah.
There's things.
They developed a new font, an infernal font for this adventure. Abyssal chickens can be familiars.
And they're supposedly very deadly.
The art in this book is different from the other books, so we'll see what that means. There's a thing called the Infernal Tide, a massive entity made of bone and blood. So that's okay. Any final thoughts on Descent into Avernus before we real quick talk about the other thing?
There's another thing they mentioned, which people seem to love because they showed art of her and stuff. And I think Chris Perkins said it's like his favorite part of the adventure. There is a polyphont.
Yes.
A little winged golden celestial mastodon from Monster Manual 2, which used to be Zariel's mount when she was an angel. And her name is Lulu, and she's a tiny little golden elephant that can turn into a giant golden war elephant. And she shoots sparkles out of her trunk. And you can meet her and befriend her in the adventure, supposedly. And like, either she'll die because you put her in a lot of danger or something, or you can help like reunite her with Zariel and like try and redeem Zariel and stuff. And it's honestly like the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in D&D.
It is very cute.
It's adorable.
Freaking thing.
Freaking.
You did it.
Listen.
Ready for the other product?
Yes.
Here it comes.
Yes.
There it is. It's called the Essentials Kit. So it's a boxed set. So basically, it's kind of like the next step after the starter set.
After the
So
mines.
you got the
Mhm.
starter set, and then you've got the essentials kit, and then you got the player's handbook.
Yeah.
So the essentials kit, Chris Perkins made this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The starter set has an adventure called The Lost Mine of Phandelver. This one has an adventure called Dragon of Ice Spire Peak, and it's designed where these adventures could be a sequel to the other, or they could
Mhm.
be run. This was odd. Run concurrently, and it's like I don't understand why you would do that, but I guess you
I don't know
could.
either.
In case, I guess, if you're running Phandelver and you don't like it, you could switch over to this one. I guess would be a way. Is there? Oh, Juicy says, is there a photo of the Infernal font? There are some
There are
things.
examples all over the swag gifts that they're giving out for the Descent. Because I think, especially like there's a picture of like the wormwood like little dice boxes they got. Like I think there's an option for like your thing would say the Descent, and or you would get one like randomly that would have one that was in Infernal font. So that's just kind of all over. Like it's also like on the little sticker thing. So that's it's kind of all over their new product lines and stuff. But I don't think they've been keeping it secret. I think for a little while.
Tomorrow we're gonna do Descent Day 2 at this time tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a guest who's at the show. So his name is Fritz. So he might be able to show us, like, because
Sweet.
they got everybody who went there and attended got this huge bag of stuff. They all
Yeah.
got Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
Mhm.
They got tons and tons of stuff, miniatures, and I know that some of it had the Infernal font on it. I think they got a water
Yeah.
bottle that had the Infernal font on it.
Mhm.
So I might be able to show you tomorrow.
Yeah, they're pretty.
I know.
The stuff looked pretty awesome.
I know I saw one of the stickers. It was like a series of like stained glass windows of Zariel's fall. For like
Yes.
her as an angel, and then like her making a deal with Asmodeus, and then her as a fallen angel. That'd be really cool.
That is cool. All right.
Mhm.
There's a 64-page booklet, helps people make new characters. There's sidekick rules. So that way,
Mhm.
because part of this book is you can just play with one DM and one player.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in that case, you would have some NPC sidekicks with you.
I think that's actually a super good move because it's like sometimes it's hard and you don't want to like maybe just want to if for a DM or a player you don't have enough people and it's like
Yeah.
it's easy enough just to play with just two people
Yeah.
without like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
kind of like being overwhelmed or like going through the possibility of having to do that as a first timer for an entire group of people. So
I've run, like, one of my best campaigns ever was pretty much a one player, one DM campaign. It was my Al-Qadim game. Although there was other people who jumped in for
Mhm.
stretches. And that's an awesome way to play D&D because it's like a movie, you know.
Mhm.
It's just
Sure.
them and you. My player's big complaint though was that if he got stuck, there was no
Mhm.
one who could help him figure something out. Um, it's very new DM friendly. There are 14
Mhm.
quests. There's a poster map with Phandalin on one side and the adventure locale on the other. There's a box that contains 81 cards that have magic items, quests, combat cheat sheet cards, and sidekick cards. Sidekicks come in three types: an expert, who's an NPC who has all the skills; spellcasters, either arcane or divine; and a warrior. There's a DM screen with all new art. There's a set of red dice that are cherry lozenge red.
Ah,
And there
yes.
are
Oh.
2d20s and 4d6s included. It will be in Target on June 24th. The product is a step between the starter set and the player's handbook. And there's some delightfully evil druids running around in the adventure. So, what do you think about the Essentials kit?
I
Interesting.
think it's a good move. It's like it's definitely one of those things that makes it definitely more accessible for new people to get into it. Probably more so than anything I've seen so far. So I'm impressed by it.
How come they always use a white dragon in the low level?
Because they're low. Because it's weird. Because like when I first started in 4E, that was the first thing that we really fought was like
really
a white dragon. So like
Kobold Hall, or is that what it was?
No, it was a custom thing, but yeah, we did it. Was a young white dragon. So I guess like those ones, if you want to have a dragon.
I know in the 3.5 starter set where I first got my dice, it's a young black dragon. I still have the mini and stuff. It's one of my favorite.
Cover to that is so awesome.
Regdar going at it. Yeah.
All right. We're overtime. Is there any final thoughts you want to dispense about the Descent Day 1?
I'm really looking forward to learning more stuff about the adventure. I kind of, I don't know if I'm hope. I guess I kind of do. Like, there's a high level adventure book, like a second one that they're gonna announce.
Yeah, me too.
Just because I like high level stuff. It'd be interesting to do more hell, honestly. But yeah, I actually really like. I like that this is a new story and not like a playoff, against the Giants or Tomb of Horrors or anything like that. It's kind of like a new thing because Zariel's never really had extensive lore before. Yeah. So it's really cool to like focus in on her. So, yeah.
Shauna, any final dissent?
Yeah. As far as like new thing, I'm just excited they're finally like kind of like diving deep into some of the planar stuff finally.
Yes.
Like it's like it feels, that's one thing I kind of feel about like Forgotten Realms. It's like it's kind of like known, but like this stuff is all kind of like it's super wild, and just be able to have like it. This one I think is the most free as far as like what you want to do, like as far as like RP opportunities, as far as like exploration. I'm pretty excited for this one.
All right, everybody. We're going to be back with another Descent discussion tomorrow at 1 p.m. and we'll have a special guest who is live at the show. I want to thank everybody in the comments for commenting and throwing in your 2 cents. I super appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be back again. Oh, well, actually, I'll be back in about an hour running Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
It's a lie.
6:30. What do you mean? It's a lie.
Well, I'll be back for Mad Mage.
Yeah. And then at 6:30, I'll be running a Ghost of Salt Marsh Styes. And then tonight I'll be watching the 2 big shows on the D&D channel. We'll see how this story wraps up. You got any plugs? Sean, you got any plugs?
Yep. Like Sean said, tonight the Styes at 6:30. A bunch of like high level magic users just going through it. And as far as like,
it is for magic users.
Yeah. Old times. I'm
a little worried.
No.
Dylan, you got any plugs?
We did fine. So yeah, Mad Mage at 3 p.m. I'm gonna play Kuryami. I'm currently in a pit in a dwarven brewery, and there's a lightning skull going for our very hurt kobold. And Home Dog. At 6:30, the Styes. I'm playing Plina, my favorite child again. And then Sunday, tomorrow at 4:30 p.m., I do believe, we're gonna play more Skull and Shackles over on Uncanny Adventures on Twitch. So come join us for that too.
Skull and Shackles.
Yar.
All right. See you all later. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.